At first, I like to share the words from the Contemplation Sutra. So please, Amy and Gasho, please put your palms together. もし念仏する者はまさに知るべし。この人はこれ人中の踏んだり系なりと。Know that those who are mindful of Buddha are like a white lotus flower among people. ナモアミーダ仏。ナモアミーダ仏。ナモアミーダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナンマンダ仏。ナンマンダ仏。Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Sunday service. And when I started the service, I counted about 20 people sitting in Hondo, but now I see like more than 40. So, I see how people come in like around 10 o'clock, right? But, tomorrow is the Independence Day. It is 246th birthday of the United States, right? And, I believe it is just like the life of a person. There is up and down, good times and bad times of a country too. And United States declared independence on July 4th, 1776, and sought for freedom, and the United States had been considered the country of freedom. But just like each person is not perfect, so that's the country, right? No offense, but I believe this country is still in the process of growing up, which means there are more possibilities to be better. And I hope there will be a lot of constructive discussion to make the country better. And I hope this country mature to be the country of freedom and respect. But anyway, so the word I shared at the beginning is the word from the Contemplation Sutra. The Contemplation Sutra, along with the Amida Sutra and the larger Sutra of the Buddha of Immeasurable Life. So these three are called the Three Pure Land Sutras. And we rely especially on the larger Sutra. The larger Sutra's essence is the primal vow of Amida Buddha. The name Namo Amida Butsu is the essence. The Contemplation Sutra seems like talking about the self-power practices of meditative and non-meditative practices, but Shakyamuni Buddha taught these practices because he was asked for it. And at the end, Shakyamuni Buddha selected the Nembutsuge and transmitted to his disciple Ananda. So the Contemplation Sutra is also the sutra which essence is the name Namo Amida Butsu. And Shakyamuni Buddha praised the person of the Nembutsuge as the person, just like the white lotus flower among people. And Shinran Shonin quotes this passage from the Contemplation Sutra in chapter on Shinjin of Jodo Shinshu, where he discusses the true disciple of Buddha. So the person of Nembutsuge is like the white lotus flower and the true disciple of Buddha. So what this mean to us? So let me explain from the white lotus flower first. So Shinran Shonin wrote many writings, and there is a writing titled Notes on One's Calling and Many Calling. In there, he explained the passage of the Contemplation Sutra, you see it now, and he said, with these words, the Tathagata likens the persons of the Nembutsuge to the white lotus, the flower praised as the best among best flowers, the excellent flower, the wondrous excellent flower, the rare flower, the very finest flower. So, the white lotus flower is the best, excellent, wondrous, rare, and very finest flowers of all. And it is said that there are lotus flowers in the Pure Land of Amida Buddha. And as you see, the statue of Amida Buddha stands on the lotus flower, right? And there are many sutras which talks about the lotus. So the lotus is really important flower in Buddhism. You know, the lotus flower bloom in the mud, and it never gets dirty by the mud. So it is often used to express the purity. So the person of Nembutsu is likened to that kind of flower. And it was Master Shantao from 7th century. He's from China. And he wrote the commentary on the Contemplation Sutra. And in there, he explained the white lotus flower, and he continued. The person of the Nembutsu is an excellent person among people, the wondrous, excellent person, the best among the best, the rare person, the very finest person. So Master Shantao is praising the person of Nembutsu as excellent, wondrous, best, rare, and very finest person among all. This sounds so good, isn't it? You know, in the Dharma talks, we often hear that we are ordinary foolish beings who possesses the blind passions of greed, anger, ignorance, and so on. But these ordinary beings is praised as best among the best, right? Why is it? Why is it? So that is because we receive the mind of Amida Buddha, mind of Buddha, the wisdom of Buddha in the name Namo Amida Butsu, which is like the white lotus flower. So Buddha's wisdom never gets dirty by the impure wisdom of beings. So when we receive the mind of Buddha, wisdom of Buddha, our karmic evil, the blind passions, no longer be obstacle for us to attain enlightenment because of the inconceivable power of the name Namo Amida Butsu. So through the working of the name, we are allowed to be the best among the best. So, you know, thinking about this, I thought we, the person of Nembutsu, is considered the best among the best because the wisdom of Buddha gives us opportunities to self-reflect our actions. You know, the person without self-reflection has no potential to be better or often be self-centered. But the wisdom of Amida Buddha in the name Namo Amida Butsu gives us countless opportunities to self-reflect and be better. You know, as most of you know, I practice Chinese martial arts, and I just submitted the videos for the Golden State Wushu tournament. And there is an online competition, so I recorded my empty hand form, broadsword, and the long staff form. You know, to make the form better, I recorded the forms many times and asked the guidance from my shifu. You know, shifu means teacher. So shifu gave me a lot of places I need to work on, right? But if I heard the guidance with the mind that I don't need to work on these because my kung fu is already great, right? Then I have no room to improve my kung fu, right? But knowing where I am now through the guidance of shifu and work on the places I need to work on, then I always have room for the improvements. So one of the interpretations of the best among the best could be like we, the person of Nembutsu, always rely on the wisdom of Buddha and self-reflect our actions. We always be humble and improve ourselves through the wisdom of Buddha. So these people are considered the best among the best. Then, as I mentioned, Shinran Shonin quoted this passage of the Contemplation Sutra and the commentary on Master Shantao in chapter on Shinjin, where he discusses the true disciples of Buddhas. So how the white lotus flower, the best among the best flower or the person, and the true disciples of Buddha related. So at the beginning of explanation on true disciple of Buddha, Shinran Shonin said, in the term true disciple of Buddha, true contrasts with false and provisional. Disciple indicates a disciple of Shakyamuni and the other Buddhas. This expression refers to the practicer who has realized the diamond-like heart and mind, which means shinjin. And through this shinjin and practice, one will without fail transcend and realize great nirvana. Hence, one is called true disciple of Buddha. So the person of shinjin, entrusting heart, and Nembutsu, without fail transcend and realize great nirvana. And attainment of nirvana is the ultimate goal of Buddhism. And we, person of Nembutsu, unfailingly achieve the goal through the working of the name Namo Amida Butsu. So that is why the one is called true disciples of Buddhas. And because of this, the one who possesses the blind passions is called the best among the best. So I believe Shinran Shonin is not saying that we should be arrogant, like, we are the true disciple of Buddha, Instead, the person of shinjin, entrusting heart, and Nembutsu becomes more humble. We who possess the blind passions are able to attain great nirvana because of the working of the name Namo Amida Butsu. So the person of Nembutsu be more appreciative of and grateful for Amida's great benevolence. And as I mentioned, the person of Nembutsu always rely on the wisdom of Buddha. So we live reflecting our actions in the mirror of Amida Buddha and correct our self-centered way of living in each day lives. So thank you all for coming to today's service. And in closing, please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. もし念仏する者はまさに知るべし。この人はこれ忍中の踏んだり系なりと。Know that those who are mindful of Buddha are like a white lotus flower among people. ナモアミーダ仏、ナモアミーダ仏、ナモアミーダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏、ナンマン。